So it's very interesting. I was having this conversation while writing a piece for a newspaper. I totally agree with you. I think the big risk we have, people talk about artificial intelligence and making robots as smart as human beings. What I'm really scared of is human beings becoming robots, which is exactly what you talked about. And one of the simplicity of being a robot from the inside is you look for very simplistic answers or solutions.
In politics as well today.
Absolutely, right. So everything is either left wing or right wing, right? Most faiths have an image and a name to associate yourself with. There's, because now we're getting into the social and political angle of all of this, right? One of the issues that's always said is, Sanatana Dharma is a universal religion, but a lot of other religions or organizations, political organizations that run religions, seem to be digesting, and that's a term which has recently come into parlance because of this author called Rajiv Malhotra ji. So there's a lot of dharmic practices that are being absorbed by others and being showcased or regurgitated or marketed as their own.
Yes, exactly.
It'll be interesting, like I mentioned, the whole turmeric milk, golden latte kind of a thing.
Exactly.
There are two schools of thought. One says, hey, it doesn't matter if people are doing good. It doesn't matter what label there is on it. There's another school of thought which says that, like with patent laws, it's not fair to take something which originated as part of one source of knowledge and then put someone else's name on it. So it'll be great to have your views on the whole idea of digestion, and if you think it's fair or not to relabel something that came from Sanatana.
I go a step ahead.
Yes.
Today, Western big business is trying to impose legal rights on the resources of India. They are tapping on knowledge and say, this is mine, this is criminal. You steal knowledge, you steal plants, you steal genes, you steal concepts. And it is, nature did not invent copyright. And India gave freely. And the knowledge was given freely. And now many people claim that it is their thing, and they take concepts there and they call it that's XY yoga, and so they use it in their name as their greatness. And we have to give the greatness from where it comes from the divine, and it is not given with a copyright mark here. And truth is eternal, and it is not copyrighted. And so this is, there's a lot of, let's say, spiritual criminality when the people take things they don't own as their own.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so in this, I find it great that you say we are reclaiming our rights. And India has been reclaiming the rights about neem tree, about herbs here, where the big enterprises wanted to impose the patent, patenting life, patenting nature, patenting philosophy. Everybody says it's copyright on it, but it is not their copyright, they have stolen.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. In fact, this happens to be my pet subject as well, because as part of the India Pride project, we go behind physical Indian heritage that has been stolen. And you're absolutely right. I mean, there is so much of an apathy towards heritage or knowledge in this case, which was meant, heritage was meant to be in temples in a particular community and so on and so forth. Knowledge was meant to be universal. And I find ourselves victim to both of these. So heritage is being looted away for a museum, where it was never meant to be. Knowledge is being, you're preventing people from having access to what belongs to everyone. I mean, yoga is everyone's. The curcumin you find in turmeric is everyone's, right? The whole path of seeking is everyone's, and the last thing you want is a pharma company's name on it to say it's ours.
That's it.
Wonderful. Yes, Mikhail.
Now, the prevailing mentality in the world is more the Western way of thinking and doing. And that's related to the energy that in the traditional Chinese medicine is called yang. And that's the male energy, that's hyperactive energy, the colonizing, then you're expansive. So for the first, what you have to experience on the planet is that the apparent contraries are complementary. That's for the first. So the humanity must go through this turmoil, because that's our crisis, humanity crisis. No, that whole planet is going through this balance. No, and then all the scriptures told us, Gita and Eightfold Path Yoga, Patanjali, and all the scriptures in the Western countries told us about this synthesis. So for the first, our analytical way of thinking must be more in synthesis. That's for the first. And the second, on the other hand, is that's all a matter of time. So don't worry, because wisdom and what is needed will prevail, will come. So this is explained in the Gita, as Krishna says, when it's necessary I will come and will put in all these things. So we need a critical mass of people that are changing. And when this critical mass of people change, the whole planet will change, and that's coming. We are forgetful about many things, but if you ask me about my childhood, and you will tell me that I have a computer in my hand that you can speak through and you can use it, and that's impossible, because when I was a child in the 60s, in the 70s, so you can't imagine what is happening now, only in technology. And how can we hesitate about the changes that are coming? No?
Wonderful.